Vice President of Engineering at iPass since 2015, and over the past year he's been the driving force in many of the innovations in the service, the most important of those being iPass SmartConnect. Today, Keith is going to talk about the recent enhancements to the service, including iPass SmartConnect, which creates the best Wi-Fi roaming experience available today. Some housekeeping items before we start. The call is being recorded. All the attendees are on mute. If you have a question, type the question into the chat box, and we'll address those at the end of the presentation. And now, Keith, you can take it away.
Great, thanks, Wendy. Hello, everyone. My name is Keith Waldorf. I'm the VP of Engineering here at iPass, and today we are going to talk about the new SmartConnect platform, which leverages some big data analytics tools and services to help us improve connection success and overall user experience. So, at iPass, we are deeply committed to improving the user experience. As Wendy said, when I took over the engineering team approximately a year ago, our focus was improving our ability to connect to the best possible networks for our users wherever they may travel. So we've increased the footprint to more than 53 million hotspots globally. We've added some security enhancements like one-time password and last-mile VPN, which we'll talk about later in the presentation. And the biggest news is really that we've launched the iPass SmartConnect platform to create this best possible Wi-Fi roaming experience. We'll be diving a little more in depth into what SmartConnect is later in the presentation, and we'll be talking about how we improve the connection success, what metrics we are looking at to improve that success, and how we're driving an overall better user experience. And we're just really starting to scratch the surface of what's possible. We're making changes and innovating every single day, and we're really excited about the future. As many of you, I'm sure, already know, being existing customers, that we're very focused on three key statements or words that define the mission that we're on, and that is unlimited, everywhere, and invisible. So when we had our executive team come in at the beginning of 2015, we defined these missions, these words, about what we wanted to be able to provide as a service. Unlimited is unlimited usage, unlimited data usage across unlimited devices for all of your users, for all of you as customers, and that the true value in the service is connecting people and giving them access wherever they are, and giving them access to as much data as they need. And that comes to the next word, which is everywhere. Be everywhere that our users are traveling. Increase the amount of footprint that we have, the available footprint. Look for not only very good commercial Wi-Fi networks, but also amenity networks, free networks. Connect our users where they travel so they don't have to think about connectivity. It's just always on, always works. And then lastly is invisible. Invisible means we want to seamlessly, without any user interaction, be able to connect our users and their devices to the best possible network that's available to them, whether that's staying on a cellular plan, whether that's moving from cellular to Wi-Fi, really being able to understand what's the quality of the network, what's the quality of the user experience we want to project as a business and as a service, make those connections invisibly in much more utility-like fashion, so that the users are connected. They don't have to think about it. It's just there when they need it. And so we believe, really to provide a valuable service to our customers, we can't just do one of these things. We can't just, provide unlimited Wi-Fi. We need to provide unlimited Wi-Fi where your users or where you are traveling, where you work. And and we need to make it as easy and as seamless as possible to gain access to that footprint. So really all three of these things encompass the vision of what we're building, and really encompasses the ideas behind why we built the SmartConnect platform. So our vision is really to, again, provide the best possible connection wherever the users are going. We know that this improves productivity, right? If you're going through an airport and you have a half an hour, 20 minutes to get to your gate, you don't want to have to stop and put a credit card or personal information into some website to gain access to Wi-Fi so you can send the presentation or send the information you need to a coworker or to a customer. You want to be able to open up your device, be connected, do your work, whatever that might be, and be able to easily get online, be productive, and then get onto your plane. It could be the same at a hotel, a cafe, a restaurant, a train, a plane, whatever it may be. That is really being everywhere to help improve that productivity. And also, we want to be able to secure your connections. So as we expand our footprint, as we're growing to 53 million hotspots worldwide, we're very conscious of the fact that there are a lot of issues surrounding free and public Wi-Fi. So we're addressing those by applying security measures to our software and to our service to be able to protect and secure the connections that we are making for you, again, so that the user, end user, doesn't have to worry about, well, did I turn on a VPN connection? Am I protected? Is this website secure? Is this Wi-Fi network secure? We're taking all of that out of the thought process for the user, and we're just connecting them and just making sure that they are online and secured. And keeping costs predictable. So this is the whole idea behind unlimited. So there's no variable cost. You don't have to worry that your bill is going to be more expensive next month than it was this month. We're providing the unlimited service for the hosted environment on a fixed user model, which is variable depending on the number of users that you have accessing the service. But it's really a way to have a very predictable expense model for our service while providing additional security and improved productivity for your users. And unlimited Wi-Fi, as we've been saying, just always keeps you connected. We sell iPass in unlimited service package, which means no speed limits, no usage limits, no time limits, and really no device limits. If you have an iPad, an Android phone, an iOS phone, a laptop, whatever devices you need, we provide the service for the fixed monthly fee so that you can be productive. Right? All companies now are using all sorts of collaboration tools that are cloud-based. Most services now are cloud-based, so you need to be connected wherever you are so that you can be productive. Offering this unlimited usage across unlimited devices allows you to access that information and those services when you need them. And staying connected. We now connect to more than 53 million hotspots worldwide. Previously to 2015, 2016, we had grown to about 20 million hotspots between airports, trains, in-flight, local businesses, hotels, community Wi-Fi, and now we've grown that number significantly more, and it keeps growing every day. We're adding more and more amenity or curated Wi-Fi, which means when we see one of our users, one of our customers, going to an area where there isn't current iPass footprint, our software and our technology now seeks out additional footprint to be able to connect the user to provide that everywhere and that invisible experience for the user. So we have added, as you can see from the numbers on the screen, more than 780 new in-flight providers or planes, about 2.7 million hotels, and countless other venues across the country, all from this automated curation that helps us, again, grow the footprint where our travelers or where our users are traveling. It doesn't matter if we had 10 million hotspots in China. If you or your user base don't travel to China, then it doesn't really matter that we have 10 million hotspots. Where you want to have connectivity is where your users are working, where your mobile users are traveling, where your enterprise or your international travelers are needing access. And so this is part of the curation and the SmartConnect platform that helps us use the data and the analytics to understand where our users are traveling, seek out that additional footprint, and then be able to provide that seamless experience. And by increasing the productivity, we're really maximizing the efficiency for the end users and the IT departments that deploy the iPass service. So on the user perspective, there's no need to look for access and connectivity. We will be everywhere the users are traveling. No need to enter personal information, so no credit cards, no entering your phone number, no email addresses. You don't have to worry about spam or text messages on your mobile devices. We connect you using a device-based credential, protecting your identity. No expense reports to submit, and ease of access with single sign-on solutions. So we've really eased the ability to add and deploy, activate new users in the service. And that ties right into the ease of use and the maximum efficiency for the IT departments, which is really easing the deployment. We've done a lot of work for one-click activations, which is where we're able to authorize and authenticate a user by just simply clicking the download button in an email that is sent to them to activate their service. We pass that user context into the installation program so that that user just clicks the link, installs the software. We automatically provision their account. They're activated. They're ready to go. They don't need to know a username, a password, anything else. And we've also taken passwords out of our system. It has been a point of contention with a lot of users and IT departments. If your IT department has a security policy that says you have to change your password every 3 to 6 months, but you haven't traveled in 6 months, now you don't remember if you changed your password, you don't know why this device isn't working, why isn't iPass connecting me, you don't remember about the password change. We've taken all of that out of the system. We now use a one-time password mechanism, which is really a long one-time encrypted value that gets passed through our system with your user credential. We authenticate that user for having the entitlement to be able to access the Wi-Fi service, and then we discard that password, so it really is a one-time. User doesn't have to worry about passwords. IT doesn't have to worry about the support calls to reset their account, and we've really just eased that whole subscriber management solution in our cloud-based system. No need for extra IT resources. And as part of this, as we were talking about earlier, is really want to ensure privacy and security. So the one-time password, we've taken the password out, trying to protect the identity for that user. We're also doing things like corporate VPNs, and everything that we do through our authentication infrastructure is encrypted with SSL. So we use the same encryption methods that your banking and financial institutions use to protect your bank information, we use to protect your credentials, and again can connect into and support use of corporate VPNs. So in these next several slides, we'll be introducing SmartConnect, and as you can see from the background image on this slide, all of the green dots are either existing iPass locations prior to launching the SmartConnect platform, and the additional 23+ million hotspots that we have curated and discovered and added into our footprint since the time we launched the SmartConnect platform. So as you see the dots going across the ocean, those are in-flight providers. We've added 23 new airlines, a handful of airline integration partners. We're getting onto hundreds of planes over the next year as the service rolls out into their new fleets. We're adding more and more hotel footprint, the community footprint, the amenity footprint. So all of the dots represented on this map are all of the new things that we've begun to discover as we're running this analytics platform, around the world and understanding what is the quality of the network that's available to us. And that was really the idea behind the SmartConnect platform. So when I had the opportunity to take over the engineering team, the biggest issue that we had was not fully understanding our footprint, not knowing where our access points were and where those access points were working well. So the iPass SmartConnect platform is really using data and real-time data from our software clients to understand what was the quality of the experience for that user at that particular venue. So if you're at a hotel, in your hotel room, we can understand what was the quality of the experience to the access point for your hotel room, in the hotel lobby, at a Starbucks, and by using historical data to look at connection success and using analytics to find patterns and anomalies in that data, we can now start to suggest or recommend which networks to connect to for that user, for that particular location that they're in. So the crux of what SmartConnect does is really shares information about all the Wi-Fi networks that your device sees. We scan that information, we analyze the data that's passed to us, and we make a recommendation back to our software on which network to use. And then we analyze and monitor and trend that information to understand, were we successful at connecting? Did the connection fail? If the connection failed, why did it fail? If the connection was good, how good was the connection? Why was it a good connection? What was the speed? Was it a false positive? Was it a location that we broadcast as iPass but was not necessarily iPass? We can take those bad networks out of our footprint, and if it's a good location, then we can add that footprint back into our network so that we're now providing a more seamless experience for the user. And so really SmartConnect is really what the name says. It was built to improve and make smarter connections invisibly everywhere our users go. The next slide is showing an image of Singapore. So the orange dots on the map were existing iPass hotspots, and the blue dots on the map are newly curated or discovered hotspots. So as we get into areas like Singapore, where we have partnered with the major network operators in that region to acquire access to their commercial grade Wi-Fi, there is a tremendous amount of open hotspots that are available for us to connect to as well. So as we do with the SmartConnect platform for the iPass commercial grade Wi-Fi, we apply the same analytics and curation and discovery of the networks to the free Wi-Fi networks, so that we can understand the quality, we can understand where those venues are they adjacent to an iPass location spot, was there other Wi-Fi available at that location, is that the best quality network that we can use, or do we need to seek out additional Wi-Fi in that area. So it really lets us, the analytics in capturing the data around what networks our users are encountering really allows us to drill down and provide this experience, this everywhere experience, to be able to add and curate this footprint in real time. And so the Veri-Fi platform, which is really the engine that drives SmartConnect, is the analytics side of our business, and where we're taking hundreds of millions of records and 5 billion records over the last 12 months of really looking at this historical connection success. And so we're not just looking, hey, did the user get online? We're looking at what was the signal strength, what was the speed, what was the real quality of the connection, and then what was the overall user engagement at that location. So how many times did it take them to get connected, and what were the errors that they encountered while they were trying to perform this connection or while our software was connecting them. And then we can take that data and use it internally, operationally, to make that data actionable on our side. So this is a image of a heat map around a venue, and that venue could be, in this example, is a home. It could be a hotel, it could be a convention center, it could be a downtown area, an airport, whatever it may be. But we can start to understand not just the characteristics of the network itself, but again, overlaying the quality of the user experience at that environment, so that if we start to see a degradation in service from the quality of the user experience, that becomes actionable for iPass and becomes something that our operations team starts to examine to understand, why is this network now not performing like it was performing yesterday? Are we having an issue with one of our providers? Do we need to call that venue operator and inform them that this is an issue? So it really gives us very deep insights, not only to just the user experience and is there Wi-Fi, but what is the quality of that Wi-Fi? Is it performing up to par as it was performing in the previous days, weeks, months? And then what actions can we take to actually improve the performance at those locations? And so this data is proving valuable for the user experience. It's proving value to help support our overall vision for the business and the service, and it's also really helping drive other feature enhancements for the software. So as we find things that are maybe not working in an optimal fashion, we can implement those changes into a future feature release to improve the connectivity success, which hopefully drives more usage, which drives more adoption, which helps us find more Wi-Fi networks, which helps us improve our experience. So all of these things really kind of compound together to make an overall better experience. And that's really what we're focused on now that we have the SmartConnect platforms in production across all of our supported operating systems, is really building this global quality of service database for Wi-Fi networks and providing that to our partners and to our customers through various software applications to help provide this seamless auto connection of hotspots and network access across an environment that has a global Wi-Fi footprint. And so what we've captured over the last several months as far as new opportunities to curate footprint is more than 100 million unique Wi-Fi access points that we've encountered and are in the process of either curating or understanding the quality, the location, the service of those Wi-Fi access points, and be able to correlate them into venues or mesh networks, being able to basically identify what is the relationship between that Wi-Fi network and Wi-Fi networks that are in the same venue or same area, and using that data and the connection success information to then apply the connection intelligence, which drives the software decisions about when and where to connect. And what is the user experience for a user that's using the SmartConnect platform? So let's take a venue such as this picture. You're walking down the street and there happens to be a cafe. I can tell from the green tents on the left that that's a Starbucks coffee location. Well, maybe that location is having Wi-Fi issues, or maybe as you're walking down this shopping center, down this mall in Glasgow, that you were trying to connect to some retail outlet, but that you were having a poor experience auto-connecting. So as you're walking down this mall, we're looking at Wi-Fi networks, we're analyzing the connection success, we're analyzing the experience, and should a user have a bad experience at a network, we can automatically remove that network from our footprint until the time that it either begins to perform adequately, or we may blacklist it forever because it's not a good quality network and it's not something we want to connect to. So we have the ability to do that in real time for access points and hotspots that we encounter around the world. And we can do this using our analytics platform to help improve the future connection success as well. And we can also use the data to understand what other networks are available for us in that area. So from the view of this picture, it looks like we're quite a distance from this Starbucks coffee. So maybe we're seeing the Starbucks Wi-Fi network being broadcast, but it's probably not going to be performing at an optimal level because we're too far away to get a good connection. So SmartConnect's able to look at the distance from the access point at Starbucks. It's able to look at the signal strength that we're seeing from this Wi-Fi network and make a determination that you're actually moving, that this device is moving, and that at this particular time we don't have a good enough signal to make that connection. So we'll stay on whatever data connectivity plan we had rather than interrupting the service and trying to connect to a network where we would more than likely have a failure to connect. And then lastly, how do we offer hotspots with the best user experience? So as you take a few more steps towards that Starbucks, we can now say, hey, that is one of our networks. We understand that physical location. Sorry, I think my display dropped out again. Is that back online, Wendy and team?
It is.
Great.
Okay, great, thank you. And so now as we take a few steps closer towards that Starbucks, we know it's our location. We've analyzed good connection success there. We know we're in good range for that network, and so now that device would automatically connect to that Wi-Fi network. Again, the user doesn't have to think about it. As they go into Starbucks to buy a coffee and they pull their device out of their pocket, they will just be connected. We'll automatically connect them to that Wi-Fi network. And if they were taking pictures and need to upload their pictures via Wi-Fi, or if they need to upload an attachment or send an email for work, it is all covered under being able to connect to a good quality network and being able to understand the poor performing networks and keeping the user from having a bad experience. And when we talk about Wi-Fi or free Wi-Fi isn't free, there's a couple of things that go with that. One is someone is paying for that Wi-Fi. If it's a small coffee shop, it's kind of, you know, part of doing business, right? Coffee shops have to have Wi-Fi. People expect it today, as well as other retail shops around the world. But there's a lot of bad things that happen with free Wi-Fi as well. Many of you have probably heard about the man-in-the-middle attacks, identity spoofing. There's phishing attacks, tracking and advertising that's done from these free hotspots. So as we curate and add these free networks to our footprint, we're very conscious that free doesn't often mean free, and that we really want to be able to protect the identity for that user. And the users, as they're finding these free networks and going to this coffee shop that seems to be down an alley and off the beaten path, you know, they've taken some time or some effort to find this network. We want to be able to connect them. We want to be able to secure their identity, secure their connection, and really not have to have them worry about, well, is this a good Wi-Fi hotspot? Should I now go someplace else and maybe have to walk 15 or 20 minutes or go back to my hotel to do my work? I could actually do the connection here and have the confidence that I know I'm going to be protected and that my information is not going to be compromised. And so to do that, we've introduced a product which we call the Last Mile VPN, and this service is built into our unlimited plan. And basically what it is if you look at the top line that is associated with the corporate VPN, this is where you VPN into your corporate VPN. You're actually connected and your data is encrypted all the way back to your company. and then your company's security policies and firewall rules and all those things take place. Our last mile VPN is a subset of that corporate VPN. So we're doing the same things where we're pinning up or establishing an encrypted tunnel between your device and a known good point of presence on the internet, which is the iPass VPN service, so that we're protecting the device, the credentials, the confidential information from being sniffed or phished or have a man-in-the-middle attack performed, because it is a free Wi-Fi network. So we're encrypting the data across that free network, terminating it at a known good place, and then putting the user back onto the internet. So if you were, going to a website or going to your banking or going to, a cloud service that's provided by your business, you're assured that, or confident that the connection between you and this known endpoint, the iPass VPN server, is encrypted. You don't have to worry about whether someone's trying to gain access to your personal information. The user doesn't have to worry about connecting to networks that they don't know or haven't validated as being well known. We connect the user. Again, it's invisible. We're trying to be everywhere and really take the user's thought out of, is this a safe network to connect to? Let's just protect them. Let's protect their information. Let's get them connected. And lastly, how do I get the iPass SmartConnect platform? So for users on iOS and Android, we have been shipping the SmartConnect platform for some time. So if your users are on 3.9 or above on iOS or 3.4 and above on Android, then they would be using the SmartConnect platform. And on Windows, we've just announced 2.6 that has rolled out with SmartConnect. We're actually coming out with a newer version as well, 2.7, iterating through these changes very quickly, continuing to add more features and functionality. So the Windows and Mac clients have just recently shipped with the SmartConnect platform, but they're all available today to you, available through our portal, or you can contact your customer service manager, and they can help provision your profiles to make sure that you're on the latest and greatest releases, so that you can take advantage of these SmartConnect platforms. And also along with this is the ability to automatically enable the last mile VPN service. So if you have a corporate VPN and you VPN to your service through our Windows client, you can continue to do that, but you can also use the last mile VPN on your mobile devices like iOS and Android to help protect those devices. If you're not running a VPN back to your corporate office, you can use the last mile VPN to help protect you at these free and amenity Wi-Fi networks that are part of our footprint. So with that, this is the last slide in our deck, and I'd like to thank you for your time and open it up for any questions that you may have.
Alex, could you read the questions if there are any?
Not seeing any questions at the moment.
We'll wait for another minute.
Can you think of anything else, Wendy, that would be relevant to this conversation?
I think we're good. Thank you everyone so much for joining us today. We really appreciate you taking your time out to hear more about iPass SmartConnect and how it can improve the iPass experience. If you do in fact have any questions that you think of after this broadcast, you can reach out to your customer success manager. We will be sending out a recording after this call. And thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you.